Hey everyone, today we're taking a quick look at Gears of War Reloaded, and I gotta say, this has been an underwhelming remaster. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the original game, but the way it's been packaged here is just far from amazing. For a bit of background, Gears of War was a series that defined the Xbox alongside Halo. Back in the Xbox 360 era, Microsoft was on top of the gaming world, and Gears was a marquee franchise every shooter fan knew. But the series has been in a slump lately. Gears 4 and 5 never hit the same highs as the original trilogy. It's been 6 years since Gears 5 and the next entry, E-Day, is still a year away. So to keep fans busy, we got Gears of War Reloaded, a remaster of the first Gears. And honestly, that's really all it is. This is basically a bare bones re-release of the Ultimate Edition from 10 years ago. The biggest change now is that it's on PS5, which is wild considering how tightly Gears has been tied to Xbox. Outside of that though, Microsoft really phoned it in. Let's talk about the graphics. There are plenty of side-by-side comparisons out there, but if you ask me, I can barely tell the difference between Reloaded and Ultimate Edition. Sure, if you steer long enough, you'll catch some sharper textures, but in the middle of gameplay, it's practically unnoticeable. What's worse is that they stuck with the brighter art direction from Ultimate Edition instead of the original's gritty, horror-inspired vibe. For a game set in the middle of the apocalypse, there's just way too much sunshine. Microsoft could have restored the darker atmosphere, or at least given players the option, but they didn't, and that's a huge missed opportunity. On top of that, I noticed some technical hiccups, textures not loading, minor glitches, and even some weird issues with controls when I was running in windowed mode. Maybe it's rare, but still I don't feel like this is a clean release. Now, all that said, I still love the base game. I've only gone through the single player campaign so far, but honestly, Gears 1 holds up way better than I expected. Clicking into cover, blowing up locust heads, revving up the chainsaw, it all still feels fantastic. It's a testament to how ahead of its time the original was almost 20 years ago. The cover system still outshines most modern shooters, and the gunplay feels punchy and impactful. The Lancer is iconic as ever, and the Hammer of Dawn is still one of the coolest weapons I've seen in a shooter. The arsenal is a bit limited compared to today's standards, but every weapon has its own clear role, which keeps things interesting. As for the enemy AI, it isn't amazing, but it's serviceable. Enemies will duck in and out of cover, try to flank, though sometimes they just stand out there in the open. What keeps combat fun though is how much the game mixes up environments and enemy encounters. You're pushed to move, flank, and strategize instead of camping in one spot. It's kind of incredible that this 2-decade-old gameplay loop still feels fresh today. That said, there are still some areas where the game's age does show. Your AI allies teleport around awkwardly to stick near you, which can break immersion. A lot of geometries were used, which I didn't notice back in 2006, but stands out a lot more now. These little quirks aren't deal breakers, but when you're selling this as a remaster of a remaster, you'd expect things to be cleaned up. Instead, it just feels like a port. And the fact that players are reporting major PC performance issues, including hard crashes, really sours the whole release. If you've played the original, you'll still have a blast revisiting the campaign. It's got that perfect mix of strategy and twitchy action that made Gears so beloved in the first place. But it's really hard to recommend the Reloaded edition right now at $40. Maybe it's not fair to compare it to Metal Gear Solid Delta, which costs way more, but it outclasses this remastered easily, bringing fantastic visuals and modern controls. Reloaded, on the other hand, doesn't even get close to the quality of upgrades it brings to the original game. With minimal improvements and a handful of technical problems, I suggest waiting for patches, or at the very least grabbing it on a discount. It's a shame because the original Gears is such a great game. Well, those are just my quick thoughts. What do you think? Is this remaster worth $40? How are you enjoying the game so far? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.